Hey crew, welcome back to another edition of
Creating You in the Universe.
I'm Sandra, this is Leah. Looking at my not tan. It's just so hot here that can't have the buffs anymore, it's too hot.
A buff is something that covers your head.
The cloth that I wrap and do all that stuff.
Yeah. Today we are talking segment intending.
Segment intending.
So first time I heard Sandra talk about segment intending, I was kind of like, what's that? And we'll get into it. But then when she said it, I'm like, I've done that without calling it segment intending.
Yeah, we all do it.
So
we all do it.
Yeah. Before we get started, let's start with our intention.
All right. My intention is for anyone who comes across this, past, present, future, that you obviously are full of love, and let's give you some cool, like some calm and coolness because it's so hot. So even if it's hot out, I want you to feel that like you have air conditioning, like this nice, cool, easy breezy feeling. And know that you're always loved.
And so it is.
So it is. So segment intending is something that I learned from Abraham Hicks, but it's something that we all do, regardless whether you know it or not. What do you think? Or what did you...
Well, let's hear what segment intending is from your definition.
So segment intending is you can split your day into different segments. So let's say you're going to work, you can segment intend your way to work. So you can say, on the way to work, it's going to be an easy, if you're driving, easy, carefree, I get all the green lights, I get to work 5 minutes early, things like that. And you can literally segment your day into all those things. And you can do it for events, so like a wedding or a test coming up or a job interview. You can literally say it out loud. So it's just, you're basically saying out loud to the universe what you intend to happen and what you want to happen.
Yeah, what you desire.
What you desire, yeah.
So, places I've segment intended without realizing that's what we were doing is the home that we live in now. I intended to have all these parameters around the home. I feel like I have a paparazzi on me. I'm like talking to all the cameras. Which way do I look? There should be a light, you know? Over here. Anyway.
I'm segment intending the future for our studio, so it's all set up because it's quite the process to set it up.
And I'm seeing 3 assistants around us. That's what I'm segment intending.
Yeah.
That aren't our children.
Yes. Paid assistants.
Paid assistants.
And it is nighttime. My little ones are still kind of lingering, so if you hear them in the background, just ignore them. Yeah.
So, segment intended how we would buy our house, what that would look like. You know, the price points, for us it was $330,000. I desired 4 bedrooms, minimum 1,400 square foot. In this specific part of the city, and that was all the things on my list, and I could go on. It was a tall order, and anything that was within that parameter, they were gone super quick. And that's
market.
You know, that was the market almost 5 years ago. Now it's even worse. It's a really good seller's market. So that was an area I segment intended without realizing that that's what I was doing. You know, we put in all the things that we desire, and then it comes to fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you segment intend whether you intend to or not by the thoughts that you think, and universe grants it every time. If you're like, I'm running late, your wish is my command. So then you segment intended being late, and for that to happen.
So last time we segment intended together.
Oh, yes. That's where this came from.
The dog. So a previous episode, or you might have seen us reference the dog. You might have even heard the dog.
Yes.
And so we
We're so stressed, both of us, for whatever reason.
Well, because like,
Right.
we were worried about the dogs getting along.
Yeah.
We were worried about, well, we were worried.
Yeah.
And so, was it the worst interaction with the dog? No. But is there a chance that we segment intended, you know,
More stress than
more
what-
stress? And my dog is so empathetic.
Right.
I mean, all animals are.
Yeah.
And when I tuned into him later, while we were here in between filming,
Yeah.
I could sense his heart and where empath really comes from. And I could really, it just further reiterated how important that segment intending is, not just for, you know, the manifestation, but the energy that is within you is also around you. And so I was contributing to my dog's stress. So that's definitely where this idea came from.
Because we were sitting here, and at the end of filming, we were checking all the time, checking on the dogs, and I'm like, you know, I know better than this. Why am I not segment intending this whole interaction with the dogs? And Leah's like, what are you talking about? I said, I know this like the back of my hand. I preach it, we teach it, everything. And literally sitting there going, I could have segmented from the moment before you even came today, that it was such a great interaction with my dog and your dog, that it was smooth, that the dogs were happy, that they got along and played wonderfully. I could have totally segmented it, but instead I was nervous, you know, just thoughts coming in, being anxious because there was a bunch of not holes, but holes, like
Yeah, there's holes in the fence.
spots where the dogs could get out. And my dog goes in and out because he knew the property, and her dog
My
was
dog
new, so it
is
was
an
like
escape artist.
Houdini, as his
Yeah,
second name. Yeah.
Houdini, yeah.
Houdini.
And so after that visit, there's always reflection after we get
Right.
together. And so I took that suggestion of segment intending and intended more intentionally. And so a big area that you might find this happens is your fights with your spouse.
Yeah.
So shortly after, I'm in a fight with my spouse. We're having a day, very privileged day at the amusement park. And I'm having it out with my spouse on the phone before we even get there. And I'm fuming as usual, you know, copy, paste, repeats. The usual spousal cleaning. Why, you know, my house is dirty and I don't want to do it, so you should. That's my fights with. That summarizes our life.
Right.
If we're fighting about something, it's cleaning. Anyways. And so I'm like, segment intending. I intend that when I get home, it's going to be clean and it's going to be peaceful, and this is how we are. And I come home and it's a rarity, but he cleaned. He came in like nothing happened. And I'm like, this is what I wanted. Go into the light side. And so that's what happened.
Yeah.
So it worked and it helped. You know, I find we get this knowledge, this intuitive information, this sacred information.
Yeah.
And you hear it and you know it, and I get the, you know, the goosebumps
Goosebumps.
just thinking about it.
Yeah.
And you put it to the test and it works as if it was supposed to fail.
Right.
And it doesn't.
But there's a piece of us in human nature that's been either taught to doubt, or which we'll be talking about in
Another episode.
or whatever. And so yeah, it's so you could literally use this tool from learning if you've not learned it. And a lot of people have, I know that, but do you practice it on a daily basis? You could take that, do it every single day of your life, and have this perfect unfolding of life over and over and over and over and over again. But then we forget about it, or we get lazy, or
We get caught, I call
Yeah.
it the matrix. We get caught up in the matrix, and to me the matrix is the things that traditionally, if you're from a Western USA, we're from Canada family, the things that we're taught, that just, the very primordial, I think that's the word,
Yep.
existence.
Sounds right, like it's the right word.
Yeah, someone will correct us.
Yeah,
if
so it's
not.
right.
We love you, haters. And to me, that's like the rat race, Miss Independent. There's such a long list of the things that we're taught as a collective society here in the Western world
Yeah.
that just aren't in alignment. And I feel in my heart we were taught those for a reason. And it was to help us get away from our true self, because people that are in tune with their true and highest self, they wouldn't have the struggles that we live with today. To me, it's on purpose to make a society more complacent and
Easily manipulated.
obedient.
Yeah, obedient.
You know, so that's a little bit of a sidebar.
A sidebar is if they knew how powerful, if we
Yes.
knew, if we knew how powerful we are, we're unstoppable. But they keep you uneducated or that all those things hidden, then it's a lot
Nobody.
easier. Nobody. No. Sorry. That was a X-rated.
Big no.
Yeah, so we could do a whole episode on that one too. So, segment intending.
Segments intending. If I were to full circle, go back to where we were, we don't have. I mean, you're welcome to test it, but in reality, these things are real, and I feel like that's really what creating you and the universe is about. Is a reminder or a remembering of who we are, how to come do what we came here to do, and also to share that love and wisdom with other people. Not just us sharing with you, the audience is other people, but one candle, the flame to another, it can go forever. So be sure to share your wisdom when it feels necessary.
And try it out, that segment intending. I don't know if there's other words for it. Probably other words.
I feel like there is, but I'm blanking right now.
Yeah, totally blanking, and everyone's like, I know what it's called. It's called this. You're right.
I feel like it's another branch of manifestation.
Yeah.
You're
Creating
manifesting your day.
Yeah.
You're co-creating what you'd like to see. You're
talking
intending.
you're talking to your
your
personal
intention for
your
the day.
personal thing. Yeah, you're intending
Yeah.
your day. Absolutely. So
So-
there's so many things, and we have a little bit of time left. I'll talk about this because this is a critical part that I learned just recently. So, and I think it's about.
It relates.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yep.
If it didn't, we'll cut this out and add it to another episode. One of the things I was really stuck on with creating myself was I had this piece that I had to do something original. I wasn't a copier. I've never been a copier. If someone like Nike, we talked about this a little bit, Adidas, right? Adidas. She loves Adidas.
I love how you say it.
So, and it took me to hear a couple different gurus, but one especially, Abraham Hicks, is always on my mind. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of a lot of them, but I always come back to Abraham. She was having this episode where she was talking to this gentleman, and he was talking about how he produced music, and he said there's just nothing original anymore, and I'm trying to find this original piece. And she goes, I hate to break it to you. I think you need to hear this. There is nothing on this planet that's original anymore. We collectively, and I just got the chills. When you get the chills, what does it mean?
You say truth bumps.
Truth bumps. So there is nothing original on this planet anymore. What happens is that there's an idea and someone gets it, it's downloaded, and they start to act on it, and maybe they take it to as far as they can. And then it goes back into this vortex of creation, this creation bubble, or goes back into source. And then it's passed along to someone who's listening to the next one. Often what happens too, ooh, they're really on me today. Well, often what happens too is that when people or artists, actors, like famous people pass, that knowledge is then stored up there, and they're waiting for someone else. Oh, you're just on fire today. They're trying to pass down the message to continue on. So I was always stuck on something. I have to be original. I don't want to copy anyone else. And hearing that opened up a completely huge new reality for me. And knowing that I can tack onto something and then create it and add to it to make it my own, that's something else. So segment intending that. I lost my train of thought.
Okay,
but
can I continue on that? So as you're speaking, I remember in school sitting and learning, and this idea that when an invention comes to the surface, when a great idea, or sometimes a song, or there's some scientific word for it, but there's this phenomenon.
Yeah.
I think of phenomenon. Do 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 do. I know that's not the same, but there's this phenomenon that there are multiple people all over the world that come up with the same idea.
Yeah.
So to me, like, and there it is.
There it is.
There is something to be said, that
yeah.
there is something in the collective consciousness of this quest that, yes, we are individuals.
Yeah.
At this body, I am individual from you.
Yeah.
But that said, on a soul level, in my beliefs, we are all connected to a higher source and that oneness consciousness. There's lots of different names for that oneness consciousness, like God, source, universe,
different religions, yeah.
even in yoga, there's different phrases like physical, astral, causal. The causal space is where everything is connected. Anyways, there is some truth, and you were looking for something to be individual.
Yeah.
But, hate to break it to you, that's where you were with that thought.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Just trying to tie it back into segment intending that and creating as a whole. We were talking about the creation of like co-creating and things like that. That we're all connected, and it just multiple times we will bypass and overpass and come up with all these thoughts over and over again. It's all regurgitated. There's nothing new. But how often are you actually doing what you would do?
The tools in your tool belts.
Yeah, because how many people say, I believe in the law of attraction, I know the law of attraction, I know how to segment intent, I know how to do this. But if you actually sit back and look like we do a lot, look around, no one's doing it. That's why it's all a pity party on all
to
the...
me, Sandra's the
yeah.
best example of doing it. She inspires me. I'm like, yeah, I can do that every day. It's easy to
so
forget.
much fun though. But
It is fun.
We get caught up in the fakeness of reality.
The things that we were raised to think reality is.
Right.
Stresses of motherhood. That's where I can get really tripped up. Being a mom, my nervous system is shot, and I'm just trying to have both feet on the ground and be grounded in this present moment without losing my mind, let alone taking that a step further. And so now I'm thinking of brain pathways. The more often you do this, the easier it's going to get. Yes, it's difficult in the moment this morning when I have 6 children in my home.
Sleepover.
And getting that footing and going forward. But if you take the time to breathe and take that power back and recognize it is just a moment away to segment intent, then it comes back to a place of power. But yes, in our physical world of fast-paced environments, it can be easy to forget these wonderful, magical tools.
I think fundamentally, we'll touch base this in the next episode that we're actually recording tonight. There's some kind of belief that a lot of people have that, well, then that just makes life too easy, and I don't deserve to have easy life, or that's just too, like, it's not supposed to be fun. It's life.
If
is
it was supposed to be
hard.
easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah, right. It is supposed to be easy. It is supposed to be fun. The whole point of being here on this planet Earth is to be a playground. This is our playground. We came here to experience firsthand what life is like.
I'm thinking of the phrase, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
And I feel like a sly kid that's like, watch me.
Yeah, I can.
I can.
do, and it's fun.
I've seen it over and over again, eating my cake, and I'm loving life. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Don't get me wrong, there's the opposite that happens, but, having a good community, and sometimes we don't have community, so having good resources like this show, these are other ways to help bring you back in touch and remind you of who you really are and all the things that are possible.
Right, and don't give up. How many people watch The Secret over and over again. Did you ever watch The Secret?
Like once.
Yeah. So there's people that have watched it and they're like, I'm gonna get that parking spot. And you all know what I'm talking about. All of you who watch The Secret, I'm gonna get that parking spot. I'm gonna get that parking spot. And then you try it and it fails and you give up. Don't give up. He got that parking spot. My husband gets Rockstar parking. You would not believe it every single time.
You
Why?
call it
Because he never-
Rockstar?
Yeah, he calls it Rockstar. Because
My family called it porn star parking.
Right.
I don't know why. I don't know why. But and so my friend says the same thing to me. She's like, Leah, I have no idea how you get the best parking every single time.
Right. Yeah.
I just do.
Yeah. Because you never give up. And the biggest thing is that when it doesn't happen, you don't go, this stuff doesn't work. You don't give up.
Well, because if you say that, you're feeding an energy
Absolutely.
that helps confirm it's self-fulfilling prophecies.
Your wish is my command.
Yeah,
Your wish is my
better or
command.
worse.
Yeah.
Self-fulfilling prophecies, your wish is my command.
You segment intended that, and
Yeah.
then it's going to keep on
It's
going.
never gonna work.
Spirals.
So enjoy that.
All right.
Okay,
Be blessed always.
that is creating you in the universe.
In the universe. We'll see you next episode.